What's up, Nerdyverse? I'm Daddy Louie, and in this video, we are taking a look at a game called MiniSteel. So stick around. Before we get started, if you enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe for more content and hit that bell icon so you don't miss any future videos. MiniSteel is an upcoming Kickstarter from Graymore Games. It launches on October 1st. It is for 2 to 4 players ages 8 and up and takes around 15 to 20 minutes to play. This game is marketed as a quick fix PvP strategy game. It has a lot of RPG elements to it. Players will take on the role of a character with 10 health, and you will use 2x2, that's 2" by 2" cards to attack, heal, equip gear to yourself, all trying to be the last player surviving, basically. So you're going to attack and use spells and abilities and weapons and things like that, combos, in order to take your opponents down to 0 health. The last player remaining is the winner. But is it good? Well, if you join us on the table, let's check it out. All right, so the first thing that I want to mention is that this is a prototype copy. So what you see here is, of course, subject to change. However, I don't really think much is going to change as far as the aesthetic, as far as what we're looking at. As you can see, everything is packaged inside of this 2x2 square. It's super small. Like I'm gonna throw some things on the screen here just to show you. This is my phone. I just happen to have a troll on my desk. Let's see, what else do I got? A little remote. So you can see like this packaging and everything that comes in here is super tiny. Now don't let that fool you. There's a lot of strategy built into this game. But let's take a look and see what all is packaged inside of here. So we have our rule cards. This has been updated, so I won't be referencing this too much, but this is basically what you can expect as far as the rules. The print is pretty small. If you have a hard time seeing fine print, you may have a difficult time reading this, but I'm sure that the rules will be online for you to print out in bigger font. And then inside here we have all of our cards. There's 100 cards, a dice, and some tokens. So if we just flip this over and dump it all out, look at all that content that comes inside this small box. So like I said, we have our dice. We have all of the tokens that we need to play, mostly health and poison tokens. And then, of course, we have our cards. Now, because the cards are so small, there is really just icons on them and colors. You'll need to reference there are some reference cards that come with the game, as well as, like I showed you, the rule book. So until you have the symbols and stuff memorized, you will need to look at these because the cards don't have a lot of information on them. You'll need to know like what certain symbols are. For example, like this little icon symbol here, this means this can be comboed with another card. Whereas this one doesn't have that symbol. This just has the shield symbol, so this tells you that it's a shield. It doesn't take very long for you to memorize what things do, but just know that, out of the box, you won't be able to just read the rules once and then start playing. You'll have to reference the cards a few times, at least just to get used to the symbols. But this is everything that comes in the package. Everything is very nice quality. The cards, being as small as they are, make this game very portable. I'm actually going on a trip in a week, and I plan on taking this with me, and I'm going to try and play it on the plane because that just sounds like fun. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead real quickly and set up for a game, and I'm going to show you how the game plays. All right, so here I have set up for a 3-player game. At the start of the game, each player is given 10 health worth of health tokens, 2 draw cards, 2 draw tokens, which we'll talk about in a minute. We'll talk about them now. You can play these at any time to draw additional cards. They have a +3 on them, so you draw 3 additional cards. and you get 6 cards to start. You will roll this dice, and whoever rolls the high number will go first. And play is pretty simple. On your turn, you take 2 actions. Actions are playing cards from your hand. Now, there are a few cards that don't require an action to use. For example, if you are attaching gear to your character, which let's see if we have any gear. We do not have any gear in that character. Let's see if we have any here. Lots of shields. Nope. And let's see. Okay, so we got no gear. That's all right. So you can play gear on your turn. That does not count as an action. You can also combo cards. So if you have cards with the combo symbol, such as this card right here, you can reference your little cheat sheet thing here, and it shows you the color, the blue. So if you have a blue and a purple card, you can play them together, and it allows you to basically play those 2 cards as one action, and they do a bonus. So instead of doing 3 damage and a poison, which is what the purple is, you would actually do 4 damage and a poison by playing those 2 cards together. That is what a combo is. So combos take 1 action. Equipping gear to yourself takes no actions. And then everything else is basically playing cards in order to, like I said, deal damage and take your characters down, take your opponents down to 0. Now, on the reference card, it shows you all of those little symbols that I showed you on the rule page. It looks like a lot, but it's actually not overwhelming at all once you start playing, because they're pretty straightforward. You got like attack, defense, heal, draw cards, destroy cards, increase your hand size, steal cards, steal shields, roll dice, add poison tokens, skip somebody's turn, add draw tokens, etc. So let's see if I can take you through a turn here. We'll start with this player, and then we'll go clockwise around the table. So this player will go first on their turn. The first thing that you're going to do is take any poison damage if you have any. No poison counters have been assigned. Then you're going to draw up to 6 cards. In this case, I would not do that because I don't have... I already have 6 cards. And then I'm going to play 2 actions. So I have this satchel here, which is actually an equipment card. I forgot about that. And the star means that it's a free action. So I'm going to play that. That increases my hand size, and that does not count as an action for me because, again, it's free. I can play this 3 damage here, which I'm going to deal 3 damage to this player who's coming up next. And then I also have this card as well, which is a skip turn, I believe. Let's see. No, that's unblockable. And then that symbol is skip turn. So he can't do anything to block the unblockable. So he's going to completely miss his turn. And then that's the end of my turn because I used 2 actions. I played this for free. I did 3 damage to him, and I made him skip a turn. So I have a bunch of shields in my hand to block damage if somebody tries to attack me. I have a feeling this guy's going to want to get some revenge on me later on. All right, so now it would be this player's turn. However, he didn't... he got skipped from this. It looks like a bola. So he's not going to be able to go, and that was unblockable. There's nothing he can do about it. So then it goes to this player over here. He's got some really, really nice looking cards. He also has a bola, and he's got some. So let's talk about some of these cards that he has here and what they can do. So this here has an and symbol, so he can do 2 damage and destroy 2 cards. When you destroy cards, you're destroying cards out of the player's hand. It's basically like making them discard, if you will. So that's a really, really, really powerful card. but that only happens if damage is inflicted. So you won't be able to destroy the cards if the damage doesn't happen. So if for some reason he blocks the damage, then he would not be the opponent would not lose 2 cards. This here is a dagger. It's just 1 damage, but it is comboable. So if you look on the possible combo list, it can be comboed with another dagger for 3 damage, or it can be comboed with a poison for 2 damage and a poison token. I don't have any of that in there. The bola we already talked about. The magnifying glass here, roll the dice to draw the number of cards from the top equal to your roll. So you roll a die and then draw cards, and then add one of those cards to your hand and discard the rest. So if I were to play this card, I would get to roll the die. I would draw 4 cards and then keep 1 and discard the rest. Here we have a heal plus. It's also comboable. So again, you'd look at your combos and see what you can do as far as combos go. And then this is a plus draw. So you would heal 2 and draw 1, or you could also combo it with something else. So if you combo it with another heal card, you'd actually heal 5 and draw 2. If you combo it with a cure, then you would heal 3, draw 1, and you would cure a poison. And then finally in his hand here, we're not going to talk about all the cards. I'm just using the ones that are in here. This is a swap rope. So you would swap hands with an opponent of your choice, and it's also unblockable. So it's really nice to play at the end of your turn or when you're low on cards. So I think here what I would do is I would probably do the draw thing because it's really strong, which lets me look at 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't want any of those shields, so I'm going to discard all those and keep the poison. And then I'm probably going to force this guy to skip his turn because he started a little too strong for me. So, and then I would pass my turn to him. He wouldn't be able to go. This guy's like, ha, right back at you. And then he finally gets his turn. And that's how play works. You're going to move around the circle. You're going to be, dealing damage, healing yourself, equipping cards. This card here makes his max hand size bigger. So when he goes to draw, he gets to draw, an extra card. Oh, he's getting all the gear. Look at that. That's great. So then on his turn, he can play cards for free there. He can draw extra cards, swap cards. There's so many. This symbol here means or, so you can either do this one or this one. This is damage, or shielding, defense. So if I played this as damage, I would roll and then deal the amount of damage that it shows. Same thing if I were to play it in defense, I would roll, and that's how much I would be able to block. So that's what that dice is for. That's how play works. You're going to move around the circle, dealing damage to your opponents, playing cards on yourself, playing cards against other people, and the last player on the table wins. And that's really everything that you need to know in order to play MiniSteel. MiniSteel is really everything that I look for in a game. If you follow my channel, if you watch a lot of my reviews, you know that I really do appreciate games that are fast. I like to spend my time playing games, not learning them, not setting up, not taking them down. I want to spend my time playing. So the quicker I can get a game on the table, the faster that the game plays, the more rounds I can play, the more times I can play. That's really what I look for in games. But they got to be deep. They have to be strategic. They can't just be mindless games either. So there has to be a good balance there. MiniSteel does that for me. It does everything that I want it to do. It's fast-paced. It's strategic. I've never seen such a strategic game in a small package. But again, don't let the size fool you. There's a lot of depth here. It's a very fulfilling game. It's not just a filler. Gameplay can be intense and strategic, and you're never out of the fight. There's always ways of being able to come back, even when you're really low on health, especially when you've got those extra draw cards. You can dig for stuff that you really need to get back into the fight. The Kickstarter is coming out. Well, when you watch this video, it'll already be out or coming out that day. So there are going to be some extra cards as stretch goals to add more flavor to the game. They believe that this game has a bright future, as do I. And so there's going to be not just component upgrades and extra cards in this Kickstarter, but there are already future expansions planned if this Kickstarter does well. As always, I will leave links in the description below. Definitely go and check them out. October 1st over on Kickstarter. Show them some love. This is a game that I don't think that you guys will want to miss, especially, again, if you, ages 8 and up can play and can win. So there's not, the most complicated part about the game is learning the symbols. Once you've learned all of the symbols, which, again, even though the list looks big, it's really not overwhelming. They all make sense once you understand them. So this game is for everybody. It really is. Definitely go and check it out and show them some love. What do you guys think of MiniSteel? Let me know in the comment section down below. I enjoy reading those and interacting with you guys. If you want to see more from Circle of Nerds, we have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. All of our social media is at Circle of Nerds. We also have a podcast that comes out every week right here on our Facebook page or anywhere that you enjoy listening to podcasts. We have new and exciting things coming up for this season, so definitely want to stick around for that. And for an extra bit of love and affection to us here at Circle of Nerds, please consider checking us out over on Patreon at patreon.com/circleofnerds. Anyway, guys, that's all from me. I will see you in the next video.